But yes, I want to get on here just for a little bit and tap into my community and talk to everybody. So let me know where you're watching from. Let me know in the chat where you're watching from. But yeah, I want to just talk a little bit about Love is Blind, Big Brother. I did watch Bel Air. We are at the end of the summer wraparound of reality shows before fall shows start. And I just want the opportunity to connect with people who have been supporting me, liking the channel, commenting. We are growing as a community. My focus is to grow as a community. So let me know where you guys watching from. What do you want to talk about? I know we got Love is Blind, we got Big Brother. We can talk about all things, all things. But let me know in the chat. New York, okay, New York, New York. Thank you for joining me tonight. Tell me how long you've been following me. Did you just step onto this little like live? But thank you from New York. It's really late over there, so I really appreciate it. Let me know what y'all want to talk about, but thank you for joining. This is my first live stream, so I'm getting used to some things. Okay. So I just want to connect with some people, let you guys know I see the support. I really do appreciate it. And I'm just really thankful. But yeah, so we can start talking about Love is Blind. I did watch the first 3 episodes of Bel Air. What other shows that we got this week? What shows do y'all watch that we could talk about? Love is Blind has not been the most dramatic season. It's to me been more about the foundation of emotional intelligence. These people seem very much involved in building relationships with themselves, with other people. Now, there is a little bit of drama, okay? What would Netflix be without a season of some type of drama? I know they're trying to like spread it out, but this season is not what we are used to. Yes, we could talk about Bel Air. I watched that a couple days ago. I wasn't quite sure if I wanted to do a full recap on it, so maybe we'll just live stream it and talk about it here. But I had some thoughts about this season. I've watched it before, but I've never really paid attention as much. I guess this season I'm paying more attention because I'm thinking more about recapping and reviewing it. But I have some thoughts about Viv, the father-son relationship between Will and his father. I also have some thoughts about Frederick, who's supposedly the son, and lots of thoughts about Carlton, just his obsessive behaviors, his anxiety, being the golden child. So we can talk about Bel Air, but let me know, what are your thoughts? What do you guys want to talk about? But this season has been, when it comes to Bel Air, I feel like they're going more in depth with their characters, a lot more development. They're really focusing on giving everyone their own storyline, which I really have noticed. But some of it has kind of like, I'm not liking some things about it. And in particular, I have not really enjoyed how Viv's character to me seems so naive. And I am not sure if it's just me, has anyone else noticed, but I do not remember Vivian being the naive person that she's presented as in Bel Air. Have you noticed that also? Or what are your thoughts on some things that you have noticed? Let me just put up my little banner. But yeah, when it comes to, looking at Vivian as a person, when I look at her, the way they're portraying her in this season compared to what I grew up in is two separate people. And I was talking to my friend about this yesterday, just how I feel like this Vivian, in some ways, who she is, they try and on paper make her look like she's very strong. She has that job that she really wanted. She has the money. She has all these connections. But at the same time, she's very naive. Okay. And there's a disconnect for me about the Viv I grew up with versus the Viv that I'm being shown. And I don't remember her being this naive in past seasons, or maybe I just wasn't paying attention. But it just feels like when it comes to the things going on around her, she does not have situational awareness. And it started off for me when she met her husband's business partner, assistant, and right off the bat, I could tell that there was something there between that woman and her husband, but it just seemed like it went over her head. Okay, it was that. It was also when she was getting the caterer, and the caterer was flirting with her. It went over her head. I'm just like, how are you this strong woman on paper? You're a director, all these things. It just seemed like you not connecting the dots. It's not giving, it's not making sense. So you said, let me see. So you think Viv is preoccupied with stepping out of her marriage? Okay, we can get into that. Midlife crisis. Yeah, she gets jealous when she thinks Phil might be having an affair. Was she jealous though? Because I wasn't getting jealous. I was not getting jealous. I was getting she's naive. Either she's naive or she doesn't want to see the signs there. She couldn't even see that this man was flirting with her. And another thing that's upsetting me is it seems kind of stereotypical. You get that she's probably gonna have her still I got her groove back moment eventually. Um, Let me know, what do you think about the stalker? Because I got some thoughts about that, but I want to know what you think. But yeah, just like she doesn't know what's going on with her own son. Her and her daughter have like a mother daughter friendship type vibe. Um, Her husband is kind of like got some a little bit of secrets there. That's not he not telling her. It just feels like, where's your mind at, girl? This is not the Aunt Viv that I grew up with. Okay. It's some other person that they once again have reimagined, but this is not the strong black woman I remember who stood up for herself, who stood up being like a dark skinned woman and had all these strong relationships around her. It just feels like this is a watered down version of her. And I'm not sure if it's just me or if other people have noticed that, but yeah, it don't make no sense. Okay. This ain't my Aunt Viv. But I do think eventually she's gonna have her how still I got her groove back moments. Um, I would not be surprised if the stalker is the Jamaican man. Anybody else thought that the stalker was the Jamaican man? Okay. But let me know your thoughts. But yeah, so with the mom, I just kind of felt like it's just not making sense to me, y'all. It's not making sense. And then as y'all chatting there about Viv, let's get into a little bit of Carlton. Okay. Now, when it comes to Carlton, I feel like he has a lot of obsessive tendencies. We got our first super chat. So when it comes to Carlton, it just kind of feels like he has obsessive traits, a lot of anxiety. He very much is playing the role of what he thinks everybody else wants him to be. And side note, his hairline starts way back here. Anybody else notice that? Um, I was just kind of like, Carlton, now, you admitted you were addict. You suffer from being addicted to pills. You went to rehab. Did you really get anything out of rehab? Okay. Did you? And then he comes back and he gets in this relationship. And so he gets into this relationship with this girl who is also an addict. Yes. What you got to say? I think they'll be revealing that Viv might be having a health or mental health issues. Okay, she's self-absorbed right now, and we'll have to see how her storyline unfolds. Yeah, we only got the 3 episodes. I'm not getting the mental health thing. I hope they're not gonna say she got dementia or something like that. I'm not picking up on that, but it just feels like it's a watered down version of the woman that I grew up with, and her hair always looks terrible. Okay, maybe that's just me. But who are the hairstylists? Okay, because a woman of prestige, of money, the hair don't be hairing. Okay, it really don't. But um that's interesting though, that mental health issues along with some actual health issues. I didn't connect that midlife crisis. I can kind of see that because last season we saw her fighting so much for this like role in this art gallery. I think she's gonna have like her still I got her groove moment with the Jamaican guy. Okay, so that's Aunt Viv. Now Carlton is a mess, and nobody's paying attention to him being a mess. One of the rules of AA, Narcotics Anonymous, don't get into a relationship straight out of rehab, being in a facility. Don't do it. Yet he does. Okay, and he goes to the AA meeting to meet up with old girl. Okay, red flag, red flag, red flag. And then they street racing. The girls say, "Why you come here?" And then they together. Make it make sense. Okay, that was not making sense to me. So yeah, just thinking about Carlton, I just feel like he has a lot of obsessive qualities. He is just gonna get into more and more trouble. I feel like he's trying to change himself, but at the same time, it kind of feels like Will at in some ways is a good influence, always trying to save him, being Captain Save-A-Ho. Okay, but at the same time, he's bringing him down to this life that he really does not need to be in. Okay, so that's a little bit about Carlton, but let me know you guys' thoughts on him. We gotta get into Ashley. Ashley, Ashley, Ashley. Okay, let me know what are your thoughts on Ashley because let me close this window. It seems like for them to have so much money, the family is a mess. The family is a mess. Let's look at some of these comments. People with addiction will relapse. Yeah, relapse is a part of recovery. Oh my God, these airplanes, y'all. Go somewhere. We know that people who have relapse. Yes, I've actually worked in addiction treatment centers. It is part of it, but I feel like the storyline is like, I don't like the way that they're having addiction play out. In some ways, it is reality, but it can sometimes not be a good look. Carlton shouldn't be getting involved with someone right now. Yes, especially right after that public service announcement. Yes, you know, quiet as it's kept when he went to the AA meeting, that guy was looking at him. I thought he was gonna have something with the guy. I was not expecting him to fall in love with this girl, but hey, that's just me. But yeah, he should not be in no relationship right now. He need to mind his business, work on his recovery, go to some meetings, and stay out the streets. But yeah, his character is realistic because a lot of people are going through those things within their family, within themselves. It shows no matter how much money you have, you're going to run into issues within yourself, and money can't cure everything. So that is a good perspective. So let's get into some Ashley. Okay, thank you, Kimberly, for all the. I'm loving it. Thank you, thank you. After last season, I think she stated that she was questioning. Yes, see, I thought they were gonna pick up on that more. Okay, because when her and her little friend were in the room and she was reading was it a rap or was it a poem? It was not giving rap. Okay, it was where the beat at. She wasn't catching the beat. Okay, now I really thought that her and that friend were in some kind of relationship, but they haven't really built upon that. Ashley is very much the lost child, but she's also the truth carrier. She wants the truth to come out of people. She really wants to have people be their real selves, stop wearing a mask, let's be honest. But everyone's so caught up in their own BS that they forget about her. And I wonder, as the season unfolds, what kind of other things will she get into because she is the lost one. People forget about her, but she be calling people out. But I want to see more development into maybe her questioning her sexuality because that is a also relatable thing that young people are going through in the Black community, and we don't talk about that enough. It's very much sheltered. But yeah, I want to learn more about her sexuality, her going into that. Maybe see her get some therapy because she does need it. But once again, she is the forgotten child. So people are not really focusing or paying attention on her. Now, Will is getting himself into a lot of trouble. And I feel like he has this savior complex. He's always trying to save Carlton. I feel like he's lost also trying to find himself. And it's interesting the dynamic between him and Jackie. I think her name is Alicia. Jackie to me represents his street side, and Alicia represents his more proper side. And I feel like he's trying to navigate, like in himself and in the world, trying to figure out what side does he want to be a part of. He still want to be a part of the street life. Is he going to be part of the community, the proper community? And both these girls, these women represent that. And you see how they bicker for attention. And I'm not sure Jackie is really about the attention. It's more of Alicia trying to find her place. And is she going to be with Will? Is she not going to be with Will? but I see a lot of him trying to fight both sides of where he is. And I want to also talk about the piece between him and his father. It's interesting how, in some ways, I feel like he's doing the same thing that his father has done, gotten into trouble, be in the streets, um, and how the father suddenly came into the picture. He had been in town for quite some time and never really said, like, "Hey, I'm here." It was like, "Oh, what you doing on this side of town? I was gonna call you. I was, but life happened." And that's very relatable. People might live in the same city, the same state as their father and have no relationship with them, trying to figure out, do I want to let this person in? Do I not want to let them in? But I hope we build more upon, Marlon and Will having this relationship. Because it's very interesting. What do you think about the father-son dynamic between Will and his father? And the kind of juxtaposition between Will and his uncle being that father figure who also has secrets. Both these men in his life, his father and Uncle Will, they both have secrets. And both of them are trying to find their ways, one with money and one without no money. And Will is in the middle of both of those things. So, yeah. But what are your thoughts? Okay. Yeah, he has daddy issues. He's had some growth in terms of him wanting to pivot and discover. Yes, he has had some growth. I will not doubt that. A lot of the characters I feel like have had growth since the first season. I want to know what they're going to do with that growth. What are you going to do with it? How are they going to deepen the characters? We're seeing it a little bit in these first 3 episodes. A very dramatic season compared to the other ones. Um, I have been enjoying it, but yeah, I'm curious to see where it really goes. We get, what is it, 9 episodes? Is it 7 or 8? Because some of these seasons, depending on the network, they might have 8, they might have 9. Um, but he has had growth and development. He's trying to find himself, just like any young Black man living in LA or any other part of the world, is trying to find themselves. What else happened like this season so far? Um, let's see. Now, do we think that Frederick is really old boy's son? I don't think so. I do not think he is his real son. I do not. But I wonder what the secrets that he's really holding. And it was kind of like, damn, he really did steal that money. I just risked my life for you, thinking that you didn't steal the money when you really did. You think Will is going to be in a poly relationship? Now we going too far to the left, girl. I don't think so. I don't think so. Now, Peacock is already playing around with Ashley's sexuality. You think they're gonna add a poly relationship? And the way that Alicia is, she ain't gonna let that happen either. It ain't gonna happen. But what other thoughts do you have about Bel Air? There's something up with Frederick. Yes. He's a piece of garbage. Liar, manipulator. Yeah, he's all about the money. I think he's a street hustler. I think he's hustling his father. I don't really believe that he's his father. What proof have we really found that he's his father? And I know this is all about casting, it's just a show, but could they have found someone that was a little bit darker who kind of looked like they could be father son? Maybe it's just me, but I was just like, who are you really? Okay. And did Jeffrey have like a GPS or like the location on the phone thing? Because he rolled up. I was like, how you know where they at? Okay. But so far it has been a good season. I am enjoying it. I'm curious to see how it will continue on. The family dynamics, the Jamaican man. Um, the sisters having a relationship. I'm kind of tired of the social media house. That can go. Okay. And old girl, Karuchi, she can go. I'm loving the waves, but she doesn't really give much. I guess she's supposed to be old girl, like little bestie, but you can go. Okay. I don't need that. But that's pretty much like the gist of Bel Air. I'm hoping it gets better. I want to see more development into Phil. Like I feel like there's a lot there that they can build upon. He's involved in a little bit of the gentrification of like the city. Okay. But let's get into some other things. Let's get into Love is Blind UK because it's been a pretty interesting season, something very different than what we are used to. So I want to know, what are your thoughts on it so far? Is America really ready for this version of Love is Blind? Mm, mm, I don't think so. Okay. Well, are you guys watching the season? What are you enjoying so far? Make sure you are not a subscriber. You hit that like. I got a couple of people in the chat, but if y'all like this video, share it. Help me out now. But getting into Love is Blind UK, where do we begin? Okay, let's begin with Demi and Ollie. Okay, now for some people, they kind of feel like they're not a match. It's giving more friendship vibes. It's giving she's more into him than he is into her. Now, for me, in these last couple episodes, I kind of felt like the relationship got better. They developed more of the physical attraction, more emotional intimacy that we don't see in a lot of relationships. That I'm really big on emotional intimacy. But in my comments, people were still saying they feel like it's not giving. It's not giving love. It's not giving romance. And maybe I'm just a hopeless romantic. Maybe I'm missing something. Let me know. But I really do feel like things had gotten better. Okay. What am I missing? But I want to know, what are you guys' thoughts? I really thought that we saw more of a physical connection, more of an emotional connection. Even when they were at the bar and the other woman walked in, I really thought, okay, he gonna be like kind of trying to look to the side, but he really didn't. So that's why I'm kind of like, why do people? What am I missing that people think that um things did not get better? Hmm? Is it just me? Let me know you guys' thoughts. Let me make sure I put on Instagram that I am live while you guys are in the chat for me. We can also talk about the Braxtons. But yeah, I just wanted to do a live chat just for a little bit to test it out, get used to it a little bit. This is my first time. But should we continue to do this on Sundays? Is there a different day that's better? And should we talk a little bit more about other TV shows? We focus a lot in this live stream more about Bel Air and the different things that are happening. But yeah, I appreciate, Kimberly, thank you so much for staying, for conversating over here. We watching Bel Air. And I want to know you guys' thoughts. Make sure if you rewatch this live, you hit that, leave a comment saying that you watched the replay, the recap, show your girls some love. But I really do appreciate, us having this conversation. I think there's a lot of details and depth into the characters on Bel Air this season. We can talk about Love is Blind. But yeah, thank you guys so much for joining me. And make sure you like this video. You hit subscribe. Is there anything else y'all would like to talk about going on in pop culture, reality shows? I did watch also Love and Marriage Huntsville last night. But yeah, so I'm going to hop off and enjoy the rest of my Sunday evening. But thank you so much for joining. Let me know in the comments where y'all watching from, what else y'all want to talk about, and we can get into it next time. But thank you so much, Kimberly, for staying on and discussing Bel Air with me. And we will catch up next time. Bye.